Do I listen to music while writing? No, although that really sounds lovely. I kind of think it's a bad idea, at least for me. And that's because when you're writing a scene, it's the job of the writer to use words. That's the only tool we have to convey emotions that the character is feeling. And every character has to have emotions. And if they don't, you're doing something wrong. And I can just imagine, I've tried before. Let's say I'm writing a scene, and in the scene, the character is determined. And I write it, and I also have Beethoven playing in the background. Dum, 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 dum. And I'm reading my scene back. I'm like, oh, my character, he feels so determined. No, that's just because Beethoven's playing in the background. Beethoven's doing the heavy lifting. I've made this mistake before. And that's why I need to write in complete silence. And I also see this from emerging writers. Like, they're learning a script, and they'll add the score, in the direction. And so, yes, it's a heartbreaking scene, and they write, Billie Eilish's "What Am I Made For" or whatever. It plays in the background. Yeah, that's a wonderful song, but now you're making Billie Eilish do all the work, and that's not her responsibility. And they put this in because they know that they have failed as a writer to convey the emotions adequately just with the words. One of my big pet peeves, I have many, is I could be watching a movie. Like, I think movies and TV shows are so overscored now. When my partner and I, when we're running a show, we use music sparingly. And when we use it, it's effective because, we're not overusing it. But if you compare it to like movies and TV shows from the 80s and 90s, those seem silent in comparison. And they worked. But now it's wall-to-wall music. And you can watch a scene where dad's coming home from work, and he opens the door to the house. Where is everyone? And then he walks in, doop, 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 and it's so condescending. I can't take it. Like, let the actor convey curiosity. Let the writer convey curiosity. I don't need to be, the music's not helping me. It's just making me, I feel like you think I'm an idiot. That's how that feels. The reason why I really love the cover of my new book, A Paper Orchestra, is because it's a boy sitting on a pile of words, which is exactly what I feel like. That's not me, but that's how I feel. I'm just a boy with words, and that's it. And so when we were recording the audiobook, which is a whole different experience, like Cynthia and I worked really hard on the audiobook, which is why the launch of the book was delayed, because we recorded it once and then we had to re-record the whole thing. And that's because the levels weren't right. When I'm talking to you, I'm 3 feet away. Maybe I'm 2 feet away. I'm trying to get close, and you're like, get back. But we have distance between us. But for the audiobook, I'm not reading it. I'm actually performing it. But most people are going to listen to it with earphones, right? And so then I'm inside your head. I'm literally, the voice is inside your head, and it's much more intimate, and it had to be performed that way. So we had to re-perform the whole thing. It put months on the project, but I think it totally enhances the whole experience. And then one of the goals even for the book and the audiobook is like, I want to hit you with an emotion, and I want you to sit in that emotion at the end and just feel it. Allow yourself to feel it. And I didn't want to have music over it. I wanted music in the audiobook, but I didn't want it over it because, like I said, I think it could be overdone, and I want to move you with my performance and my words, not with the music. But I reached out to Anthony Rizzo, who's a composer I work with on Marin, and I told him about this project. And he goes, I want in. So great. And so what I asked him to do was, I gave him the audio track, and I said, listen to the audio and tell me what each story would sound like if it were music. That's the only note I gave him. And then he came back with 17 beautiful, beautiful pieces. And so what we did is, I ended each story. I want you to sit in the emotion. So Fourth and Long is a story about a moment of grace. And and the emotion that is victory. So he had a song for that. And the Ghoul is probably the most powerful story in the whole book, in my opinion. And that's a story about shame. And shame is it's awful, right? Because shame is anger directed not against someone else, but against yourself. And what do you do with that when you're so ashamed of your own self? And so, what does that music sound like? And he came back with something beautiful. I'll play you that for you. Just imagine ending the piece, and then I end it with like a few moments for you to sit in the emotion. I don't want to make you feel I want you to figure out how you should feel on your own, and then the music comes on, and then we carry you carry you away with the music, so that you can continue feeling it. So it really is like an accessory. Isn't Isn't that really nice? I mean, the whole audiobook has this really, I think, special feeling because it's not like other audiobooks, I don't think. This was made by a TV producer. I mean, how many TV producers are making audiobooks? But please go get it. And if you want, you can actually, if you're strapped for cash, you can get it for free. You can go to my website and there's a link there where you can sign up for a free Audible trial. I still get paid. It just comes out of Amazon's pocket. And don't worry, Amazon can afford it, right? And just cancel your account, when the time comes, so you don't have to pay additional fees. But it's free. Go get it. And thank you so much. I really hope you'll enjoy this. So much work went into this audiobook, as well as the paperback and ebook. Thank you again. I'm Michael Jamin.